Hello and welcome to Gentoo. I'm Nathaniel Cochran.
And I'm Madeline Mosbauer.
And this is your source for all things video game and tech related.
Let's start things off with this week's up-and-coming releases. You can look forward to seeing these titles and many more released throughout the month on your favorite platforms.
Holy cow, we actually have more than 4 games coming out this week. Dagacia 1 complete for the PS4 and Switch on October 9th.
WWE 2K19 for the PS4, Xbox One, and PC on October 9th.
The Occupation for the PS4, Xbox One, PC on October 9th.
Child of Light for the Switch on October 11th.
Luigi's Mansion for the 3DS on October 12th.
And The World Ends With You, Final Remix for the Switch on October 12th.
And also the yearly staple Call of Duty Black Ops 4 for the PS4, Xbox One, and PC on October 12th. These games and many more will be releasing throughout the month, so be sure to keep an eye out for them. Up next, check out Bits Bytes with Madeline, who loves Call of Duty. Call of Duty is the best game ever. It's so good.
Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Bits and Bytes. Jake is here.
Hello.
And we are playing Fortnite.
Yeah, you called it. She's playing Fortnite. I'm gonna watch. It's gonna be hilarious. So this is the new season 6. This just came out. I play a lot with my buddies and friends. It's a really, really good time. Again, I haven't started at all. This is my account, so don't screw up. What place do you want to get to?
25.
All right. It's a little delay on the grenades. Keep shooting.
Why is this a... I'm drawing attention to myself.
He's running away from you.
Oh, so he thinks I'm good.
Well, or he's trying to get to a destination. If you want to keep, yep, that's perfect.
Hey!
Oh, yeah, okay, back up. You can get the grenades out. Oh, darn. That's a lot of cover. Okay, so go ahead. Oh, right there. Aim at him, shoot at him. Oh! 55th place, okay.
I see
There's someone,
person.
yep, nice. Good scanning.
Can I shoot from back here?
You can. Oh, yeah.
Whoops.
He's now over the hill. Just running straight if you want to try to take some shots. Nice, you hit him. Good shot, good. Yeah, you gotta keep playing.
Yeah.
Oh, nice, another shot, solid. He's gonna be down that hill hopefully. I think he's behind that tree now. What? He's not in here yet, there's no way. He probably went up and around still.
Well, the little chicken nugget.
Good, someone's right over there across the way. They just built, I think, a metal bridge up there.
Huh?
Yeah, just jump off, you're good.
I'm not gonna take a hit?
You will. You didn't make your goal! You didn't make your goal! Oh, no, they're over there to your left. Do you see them?
Yeah.
Oh, that almost looked like a beautiful shot.
Ja.
You don't gotta bleep that one out. That sounded real realistic. Oh, people are shooting at you.
So, Fortnite is not meant to be. The best one was the first one when I placed 27th, and that was because I landed in no man's land and no one was around me. So, but I do like the game.
Yeah, it's fun.
It's very anger driven.
Provoking, yeah.
Yeah. So the game overall was a-okay. I didn't reach my goal this week.
It's fine.
I've reached it. Yeah.
2 out of 3 weeks.
I didn't reach it. So I wasn't even. I was close.
You were very close. You were 2 away.
Thank you guys for watching, and stay tuned for more Gen 2.
Thanks, Madeline.
You're welcome. Sony has recently opened up for the PS4 for cross-platform play for the select third-party content. So Fortnite players, this is good news for you.
This is the first game officially to enable the functionality between Xbox One and PS4 users. Now, if you know Sony, this is a big step in the right direction because Sony doesn't like to share.
Now, before you get too excited, you need to know something. In order to enable this cross-platform matchmaking, it's only available for those who are in a party mode with people throughout Epic Friends.
Yes, we just assumed you had friends, and no, you don't. Don't lie to us. Players will need an Epic Game account along with their friends. This is the ticket for cross-platform playing.
After you create an account, you'll then have to make sure it's linked to your console account. After that, you have to party up with them in-game through Epic Launcher on PC or mobile.
After that is done, then you and your friends are able to play together.
Now, if you're playing with one player who is on PC, then everyone will be dropped in a match against other PC players.
So they'll be using mouse and keyboard. We don't really know what that means, but if you feel like PC players are better or worse than console players, then you've had your warning.
We'll continue after some commercials, but first here's Aaron with Fluid Fighters.
Hey, welcome back to Fluid Fighters with Aaron, where I discuss some games with my favorite movement systems that enhance gameplay and make the in-game traversal a blast. This week, we're going to be looking at Just Cause 3. Released in 2015, Just Cause 3 is, as the title states, the third game in the series. A series that took the slightly serious tone of the first game, mixed with the chaotic gameplay elements, and ran with it. The game follows suave hero Rico Rodriguez as he returns to his homeland of Medici, a beautiful island paradise tainted by the presence of a heinous dictator. This doesn't sit too well with Rico, and he gets to work dismantling the establishment that is ruining his wonderful home. Thankfully, Rico is more concerned about saving the actual land than the structures built atop it, so to free the people of Medici, Rico will blow up almost everything he sees. This is one of my favorite games to turn on and run around in if I find myself with a spare 30 minutes, and that's because it's a power fantasy in every sense of the phrase, placing you in a world full of destructible environments as well as giving you the creative instruments with which to destroy them. Just Cause 3 provides a spectacular explosive sandbox and some incredible tools to get around with as you try to return Rico's home to its natural state. The map in Just Cause 3 is giant, and to cover all that land, you're going to need something besides Rico's legs, seeing as his max speed on foot is something of a light jog. Thankfully, you have the ability to commandeer any vehicle you see in the game world to aid you in your conquest. This includes cars, trucks, boats, helicopters, jets, and some other specialty vehicles. While good for a nice change of pace and maybe some extra firepower depending on the vehicle, none of these are Rico's preferred method of travel, and I don't think they should be yours either. In his vast amount of resources, Rico's most cherished would have to be his grappling hook, wingsuit, and parachute. These three items are Rico's staple, and he uses them to flow through the environment as you seamlessly transition from a grapple up to a rooftop to deploying your wingsuit to travel to a new location before deploying your parachute to safely land. The grapple is your answer for straight line movement in any direction across short distances. You can use it to pull yourself up to a building's rooftop or cross a flat expanse faster than you would while running. You can even use it to break a fall. Simply aim at the ground and grapple when you're in range to immediately negate any fall damage you would have taken. It's also a handy tool if you want to take to the air with your wingsuit, but there's not a steep drop nearby. Just press the button to deploy your wingsuit when you're mid-grapple to make Rico let go of the tow line and extend his wings. Although its usefulness doesn't end here, as Rico can even tether enemies or vehicles to any object in the environment, even each other. The trick with tethering is to never stop experimenting. Try connecting an enemy helicopter to the ground, or two fuel tanks to one another. The wingsuit allows you to cover great distances very quickly and is a joy to use once you get the hang of it. Definitely expect to die a few times from severe brain trauma as you pilot Rico into the ground. Don't let this discourage you, as the feeling of soaring through a city as you use your grappling hook to boost your flight even more is one of the best I've had in any game. Finally, there's the parachute. While you can use it to break long falls, it's better to think of Rico's chute as an air brake. Once you gain mastery of Rico's tools of traversal, Just Cause 3 will nourish you with one of the most satisfying movement systems in games. Thanks for watching Gentoo. This was Aaron with Fluid Fighters.
Welcome back to Gentoo. I'm Madeline.
And I'm Nathaniel, and you just watched Fluid Fighters with Aaron.
So if you guys are following the news and what's going on with technology, then you'll know that a robot brothel was expected to open in Houston this month. But that's been temporarily put on hold by building inspectors.
The Canadian-based company Kinksy Dolls already has 2 running brothels, one in Toronto and one in Paris, if you're looking for it.
The people of Houston gathered more than 12,000 signatures to prevent the brothel from opening up or another one like it opening in the city again. Some of the people who oppose the brothel opening up in sight think that it might promote unhealthy attitudes towards women.
There are also some groups who don't believe that American society as a whole is ready for sex bots to be normal.
At me.
The Foundation for Responsible Robotics has stated there have been little to no preparation for the potential societal consequences of sex robots. Robots designed for sex may have a powerful impact on society compared to other sexual aids. So it seems that people and experts agree that we are not ready for sex bots, even though some of us really, really want it for other people. Definitely not TV show hosts who are sad and alone, haven't felt the touch of it.
Anyway, now it's time for Monkey Plays with Cody.
What is going on, guys? Welcome back to episode 4 of Monkey's Minecraft Adventures. We are continuing on our journey to defeat the mighty Ender Dragon. Last episode you guys saw us exploring around the map and starting to build our house. For today's episode we are going to complete our humble abode. Alright, so I'm going to start with the roof. Get that built up.
But I think there's oak over here. Go ahead. Yeah, I got oak.
Sweet. Sweet. This is going to turn out to be a kind of dope. Oh, I was one off. That sucks.
And you want it to be spiral? I can build it. I'll build the spirals staircase.
Yeah, if you want. I don't really care. I'm just gonna do stone uncooked floors or stairs.
Are we coming down from like right here?
Do it. Nah, come down like right here. Come over here. Like start it like right here, over the water. Alright, I have 2 stacks of cobblestone stairs.
Easier. For sure don't fall off.
Sweet.
Go ahead.
Yeah, harvest. Alright guys, that's going to do it for episode 4 of Monkey's Minecraft Adventures. Today you guys saw us finishing our house. None too special, but we completed it. Tune in next week where we go on the hunt for some Endermen to get some Ender Eyes so we can start the hunt for the End Portal. We'll see you next time, guys. Have a good one.
Thanks, Cody, and thank you for watching Gentoo. I'm Madeline.
And I'm Nathaniel. Stay tuned for Project Delta. Gentoo and Delta air each week, Monday through Thursday at 7 p.m. You can watch all of our content online at facebook.com/Gentoo and on KNWT's YouTube page.
Now before we go, check out Heavy Hitters with Nathaniel Cochran.
Welcome to Heavy Hitters featuring Nathaniel Cochran. In Heavy Hitters, we take a look at some of the baddest mothers in video games. This week, we're taking a look at the Hunter from Bloodborne. Not much is known about the background of the Hunter, mainly because you choose from a selection of backgrounds. And depending on which background you pick, you get certain stat boosts and certain items. But I'm really getting off topic. No matter what background is picked, the reason the Hunter becomes a Hunter is the same. The Hunter came to the city of Yharnam looking for something called the Pale Blood, to cure some disease that they had. But when the Hunter woke up after their blood treatment, they found that the town had been taken over by creepy, hairy werewolf people. So then, the Hunter decided to become an undying, unyielding, monster-slaying butcher. So that's enough about backstory. Let's start looking at what the Hunter can do. Firstly, the Hunter is technically immortal, due to his connection to this place called the Hunter's Dream. The Hunter's Dream is kind of hard to explain without really getting too in-depth into the lore, so I'm just going to recommend a person called Vata Vidya on YouTube who can explain it better than I do. But for this, what you really just need to know is the Hunter can die, but he always comes back. So what does this mean for the gameplay? Well, it means that you're gonna die. A lot. Like a bunch. Like, ow, how did I not dodge that? Well, you get the point. You're gonna die. It's kind of awful. Now, another thing that the Hunter has in their arsenal is a way to heal themselves called blood vials. Blood vials are the main healing consumable in-game. So what does this really mean for you? Well, when you take damage, you can prevent one of those many deaths that you're going to have by stabbing some magical blood in your leg. And you just rinse and repeat this, and then hopefully you can reduce the amount of deaths you have. Okay, so death and healing aside, we need to now focus on combat. The Hunter is a quick and efficient killer using any combination of 26 weapons and 12 Hunter's tools. There are 2 kinds of weapons that the Hunter can use. The first is the right-handed melee weapon called a trick weapon. These weapons can do different things such as extending a blade on an axe to get more reach or turn into a giant buzzsaw, but mainly these are your primary melee weapons. The other weapons are the left-handed weapons. Most of these are firearms that are used to riposte enemies, opening them up for a visceral attack. The last items are the Hunter's tools. The tools are basically conduits for magic, allowing you to do things like dash around crazy fast or summon a hentai monster to attack your enemies. The Hunter can mix and match all of these different weapons and abilities to become a versatile killer. Now, there is a final mechanic that I'd like to talk about, which feeds into my playstyle. It's the damage recovery system. When you take damage in the game, there is about a 5-second window where if you hit an enemy, then you get your health back. Like I said before on the show, a high-risk, high-reward playstyle. Basically how I like to play every game, so that's pretty good for me. So I would give the Hunter a 9 out of 10 fists due to the Hunter's versatility and combat prowess. If you become the Hunter's prey, well, good luck. I'm Nathaniel Cochran. Keep it tuned for Project Delta here on Gentoo.
Hello everybody and welcome to another very exciting episode of Project Delta. I'm Dalton Spees and with me today is
Nate Quick, producer, editor for the show.
And today we're playing some Assassin's Creed Syndicate, somebody may or may not have told Ubisoft to make another Assassin's Creed game. So they're coming out with Assassin's Creed Odyssey this week, and so we're going to play some Assassin's Creed to get ready for that.
Here we are.
So, Nate, what's your experience with the Assassin's Creed franchise?
My experience with the Assassin's Creed franchise is actually almost as old as my experience with video games. I started when I got like the first issue of Game Informer, or one of the first issues of Game Informer that ever came into my hands, had Assassin's Creed Black Flag on the front. And there was Edward Kenway standing there, swashbuckling pirate of Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag. And I read the review multiple times, fell in love with it, and decided I want that game. But I grew up in a household that didn't like assassinating things virtually or otherwise.
That's like,
I know, right? Total
that's
stick in the muds.
My household we just love assassination.
Just whatever, just assassinations everywhere. So I didn't get the chance to play it until I got into college, but that was one of the first games I ever bought for myself when I got to college. Played all of it. Tried going back and play some of the other games. Assassin's Creed 3, I went ahead and played Assassin's Creed, I think Rogue was the next one. Tried going back and playing some Brotherhood, so played a few of the games in the series. Can't say I've played them all, but definitely have my foot in the door with a lot of them.
Oh yeah, of course. So right now we're doing a mission for Charles Dickens. You guys might have heard of him. I heard he's some kind of scrub who wrote books or something.
He put pen to paper somewhere.
Yeah, I don't know. British people eat it up, I think. But so your experience is kind of like mine, where I first started with Assassin's Creed 2, and I thought that game was amazing. And I went back and played Assassin's Creed 1. I was like, get me off this horse. Like I just want to kill some people, you know. But,
definitely.
Yeah, so sometimes go in reverse order is the best way to do it. I mean, you know.
Yeah, I tried working my way back. Assassin's Creed 4, for those people who don't know, Assassin's Creed 3, they made a big shift in how the game controls and a little bit of how the game looks and things like that. They started going with different storylines. And so stepping back before Assassin's Creed 3, which there were more than just 2 games before that, but stepping back before that was a very different feeling, a very different control scheme.
Yeah.
You just handled characters differently. So I did not make that adjustment well. I'm only just now getting back to playing Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, which came out before 3 on the PC, and it is an adjustment going from the new control style, which this game has, to the older control style where I'm just, my brain 404,
of course,
movement not found.
I think one of the main things that I just like about Assassin's Creed is, you have freedom, and you can just do whatever you want. Especially the older games, and they let you kill civilians, but they want you to be nicer to the normal everyday people nowadays. But
yeah.
And this game, it's kind of weird because it's a lot of hand-to-hand combat. I don't know if I'm just not leveled up enough to have a sword and whatnot, but I remember Ezio would always have a sword. He'd have
Ezio had a sword,
guns, and all that fun stuff. And also, I know you said you started on 4, so yeah. I want to know you're going back. And I know the main reason I stopped playing after 3 was because Desmond dies, and he was pretty much the whole show going up until then, and then it's just, oh, I got this piece of Eden, and now Desmond's dead, so what do I do from this point?
Yeah. So for those people who don't know, the Assassin's Creed games take place one way. You're in the memories of a person, which is what you see most of the gameplay as. Running around as an assassin is a memory. And then there are out-of-memory sequences where you're playing in the modern day. And for a lot of those first couple of games, Desmond Miles was that main character in the modern day. But at the end of, was it 3 is when they killed him off?
I think it was 3.
And so starting with Black Flag, you start playing as first person, just a person who has really no name or no face, but somehow has a connection to all these assassins. And so I found that to be, I didn't care so much for any of the out of Animus sections, the out of the memory sections. They just kind of dragged on a little bit. Looking at the sections in 3 and in Brotherhood compared to like Black Flag and on, I liked some of the parkour and other elements that stayed consistent from inside the Animus to outside the Animus, but I actually had an engaging time with the Assassin's Creed 4 out of Animus storyline where you're working for the big bad company and you try and uncover the conspiracy just by walking around and hacking things. I know a lot of people really don't like it. I tolerate it. It's not my favorite part of the game, but it could be worse, and I've definitely played games that are worse, so I'm willing to live with it.
So I know you talk about 4 quite a bit. Would you say that
Yes.
Kenway is your favorite assassin out of everyone that you've played?
Out of everyone that I've played, I enjoy playing as Kenway the most. He's just a random guy who stumbles into it. He doesn't quite have that lineage, that heritage, that we are assassinos, you know, Ezio kind of thing that everybody else has, and you feel like you have to live up to some big thing. He's just a guy who's trying to find some coin and trying to make a living, but finds ideals that are bigger than himself. And I think that storyline is something that really engaged me and also was like easier to relate to than I'm Italian, go collect, you know, feathers for your mom. I didn't really find myself relating to those stories all that much.
Yeah, I think one of the things that I like so much about 2 and 3 is, you know, of course, Assassin's Creed tries to make them as historically accurate as possible, and by historically accurate, I mean just random people coming and killing important characters in time. But
Yeah.
Assassin's Creed 2, I know Ezio just goes and kills some pope that was a Templar.
Yeah.
And then in Assassin's Creed 3, Connor fights with George Washington.
There was a DLC. He fought King George Washington. He fought alongside. Apparently, he won a lot of major American battles in the Revolution. Haven't ever read that. You know, having taken some collegiate history courses, I never heard the name of, you know, Connor Kenway, but maybe he was there. Who knows?
Sure.
I can't
Like,
say for
why
sure.
not?
I wasn't there, so I can't say whether or not he was.
Exactly.
We're sneaking around. We're looking for something. We're
For-
defending some people.
For some tracks.
Looking for some tracks. We see no tracks. We're using our assassin's senses to see things, our eagle vision or whatever.
Oh, he wants to
He
fight.
wants to fight. He was taken out before
That
ever
was
getting a chance to fight.
That was a quick fight.
That was a very quick fight.
Oh, here's another guy.
He was also very quickly taken out. Congratulations. You have formed several assassinations and you got 5 pence for it. Great job, Dalton Speece.
I remember back in the day when Assassin's Creed first began, and you know the hood was such an iconic thing. I think I even tried to get an Assassin's Creed hood. 'Cause,
I definitely did.
wow, they were so cool.
They were so styling.
Now Hidden Blades, I don't.
Couldn't
they're-
get away with black market things. Didn't want to deal with that.
Yeah, they're cool, but I don't think Mom wants me walking around with a knife by my wrist, just kind of laying low, you know.
Yeah, maybe. You know, it's all subjective anyway.
Yeah, subjective. Who
Final
doesn't?
question before we get out of here.
Of
Yes
course.
or no? Are you excited for Assassin's Creed Odyssey?
I love the Greeks, so I'm going to say yes. I'm very excited. How about you?
I'm worried about the RPG elements taking over the games that I have kind of grown to love a little bit, making it a little more than what it should be and failing at some of those things that make these Assassin's Creed games really fun. So I'm not really all that hyped for it, but we'll see how it turns out.
And we'll see you next week on Project Delta.
Hi guys, it's Nate, executive producer and editor of Gentoo. Thank you so much for watching. To see last week's episode, click down here. To see every episode of Gentoo so far, click over here. If you want to stay up to date on all of our amazing KNWT content, click the subscribe button up here. Thanks for watching and be sure to check back next week for more Gentoo.